News 25 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 25, marijuana license fees are distributed by the county, and a new crop is popping up all over Pahrump. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
While the county splits up fees collected from the marijuana businesses around town, it's Wednesday, November 6th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Commissioners looked into how to distribute money collected for licensing fees for marijuana and recreational marijuana production and cultivation facilities.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, discussion was had regarding the marijuana licensing funds being dispersed to affected towns and the decision on how to disperse the funds further until July 1st, 2020, when the funds will belong to the county. At the beginning of the item, the gavel was handed to Commissioner Strickland so she could be the chairwoman. Commissioner Koenig made a motion to disperse to the affected towns the marijuana licensing funds, which the county has collected, and it gets a second. Commissioner Koenig makes a comment regarding why he makes this motion.
The county does the licensing. We get the application, planning and zoning does the work. It goes to the sheriff does all the background work. We do all the work. We should get the money because the law was written wrong. Apparently we don't, but we have asked the LCD for a new judgment on that. We haven't gotten that yet, and I'm just getting tired. That's why I'm doing it now instead of waiting. Again, I believe the person who does the work should get paid for the work.
Commissioner Wickman asks if that money is taken and redirected to the towns, does that revenue provide for the services that have been used? And Koenig responds saying that's the problem, it doesn't.
Theoretically now, if a marijuana establishment in Pahrump wants to open up based on this reasoning, we would do the work. The money would go to, the money that they paid for their license would go to the town of Pahrump. That means that all the taxpayers in, say, Tonopah would be paying a portion of our work to do that. This is not fair. That's the point. However, the LCB doesn't see the point.
Commissioner Cox asks if they are getting all the money or just a portion of it, and according to Nye County Comptroller Savannah Rucker, it is 100% of the licensing fees. Commissioner Blundo adds on to that by stating the amount that the towns would be getting, which would be $25,000 for Amargosa, $32,500 for Beatty, and $418,162.74 for Pahrump. And while the towns are getting money, the county itself is not. Commissioner Cox states that at this point, I would like to see them get all the money they have coming and then work out some sort of reimbursement for only the things that they are actually getting benefit from.
I agree with Donna Cox. They should get what they had coming. But the licensing fees are to pay for the licensing services that we do, that the county pays for. In this sense, just like Commissioner Koenig stated, that by doing this way, that means all of the taxpayers of Nye County are going to be subsidizing the licensing for marijuana. And I don't think that's I'm certain that the taxpayers would not be happy about that.
Chairwoman Strickland calls for the vote, which carries 4-1. Commissioner Koenig makes a motion regarding the second part of the item on how to disperse the money. Commissioner Koenig makes a motion that when the marijuana establishment pays for the licensing fee, it gets moved to the town. The chairwoman calls for the vote.
Aye.
We have an aye.
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 This is on disbursement.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries 5.
More news, including your court report after this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, Unette Gentry has an update on 2 court cases that appeared recently in Judge Robert Lane's courtroom.
In this week's court report, another new jury trial date is now set for February 2020 for Cole Ingleson, the area man who was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in connection to the death of 3-year-old Yesenia Camp. That decision was made in district court, and during a recent status check, Ingleson appeared while in custody, and his attorney, Brent Percival, told the court that he has one expert. However, he still needs a pedo injury expert, so he requests a continuance. The state objects, however, and argues that the case is more than 2 years old, and Ingleson's trial has been continued in the past for the same reasons. The state also notes that there is no possibility of negotiations and requests justice for the young victim, along with a February trial date. Additionally, the state made a special motion due to the witness being out of state. Finally, Percival agrees to the February trial date. Ingleson also now has a calendar call scheduled for January 2020. Gregory Krikorian has now been sentenced to 12 to 30 months on both counts after he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of animal cruelty, a Category D felony. Krikorian must also pay a total of $578 in fines and fees, along with $450 in restitution to parole and probation. That is due on December 27th. This stemmed from the abuse through neglect of numerous cats, many of whom starved to death. Regarding cases like this, District Attorney Chris Arabia says cats and dogs deserve justice, and that cases like these reflect our belief that this kind of behavior should be punished harshly. This has been your court report. I'm Unette Gentry for News 25.
Thanks, Unette. Well, here's Angela with today's business news.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the trade deficit declined 5% in September to $52.5 billion. That is a 5-month low. It's mostly due to a surplus of oil, along with a decline in imports coming from Germany and China. Still, the U.S. is said to be on track to reach a larger trade gap this year than in 2018. The Institute for Supply Management reports the index of services such as restaurant businesses increased to a surprising 54.7 last month, up from 52.6 in September. Kroger is adding more plant-based items to its private label. The Wall Street Journal reports the private label brand, called Simple Truth, has 22 plant-based products now. Next year, there will be 58 more.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks so much. And we are learning that there is a water main break on Lola Lane, and part of the roadway is temporarily shut down until approximately 11 o'clock tonight. Well, more news right after this.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Well, you may have noticed that some local farmers have now turned their attention to a new crop. News 25 stopped by a longtime resident's farm who says that farming hemp is promising to be a lucrative business.
Well, we've had a few rough issues, but for the most part, we're producing a quality product. Right now, I've got 30 acres total on my farm. We're growing 4.5 4.8 acres worth of hemp. It's going to be very promising. Right now, we're looking at a niche market of medical, and it's hemp, CBD for medical. And what we're doing is we're concentrating on the cannabinoids, which is CBD, and also on the terpenes and the combination of those and how they affect the human body, CBD1 and CBD2 receptors. Our plants last year tested out 17.47 on our CBD and 0.000 THC. Those that know me, and I'm not afraid to say this, we did a video for the state on addiction of painkillers. And back after my accident, workman's comp doctors got me addicted to painkillers. And what I'm looking for is alternative medicine that doesn't affect how we are in society and how we function and the amount of function that we have in society. CBD products are helping with pain levels and also with the ability for me to go ahead and heal. What we're doing is I've got 5 strains of plants that we've taken from all over the world. And what we're doing is we're using those plants and we are genetically combining the plants in order to get the perfect terpene CBD content. And we're looking at very specific uses for them. It's been tough. It's been an uphill battle. It's a new industry, and it's not planting corn, not planting soybeans. We're running 24/7 right now, and the average shift per person is 20 hours. Just to give you an idea, we were talking with one of the other growers. He's spending $17,000 a day on labor costs. It's a very labor-intensive industry, and a person needs to be aware of that. We're running 24/7 guard on our property. And it's unfortunate that people think that they're going to get high on our plants. We have no THC in our plants, none. And the only high that you're going to get is dizzy from carbon monoxide poisoning, because you have to smoke a ton before you're ever going to see anything. The growth cycle on a typical plant, you're looking at 2 to 3 weeks from seedling. And then once we plant them in the ground, we're looking 90 to 120 days before harvest. The flower cycle is usually 4 to 6 weeks, and at the end of that cycle, we look at the flower itself, and we determine the proper time to harvest for the highest quality. The problem we're having is not everybody is educated to the hemp plant, and this year we've had some problem with male plants here in the valley, and what they've done is they've contaminated what we have. They've contaminated our crop to the point where they produce seeds instead of producing the CBD oil. And we lose 80% of our plant's quality when they turn to seed. I've been in touch with Pete Gokachia, our state senator, and we've been in touch with a number of people from the Department of Agriculture. We've suggested things that need to be done in order to protect not only ourselves but others in this industry. And the projection is by 2024, it's going to be a $24 billion industry yearly in the United States. And the issues, if we don't get a handle on it now, it's going to become the Wild West. It's serious.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, Darby stopped by Desert Haven Animal Shelter today to tell us about a special event happening this weekend.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, here to tell you about a special event that they are holding this Saturday. So this Saturday at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Desert Haven will be having a special adoption event. They will having special pricing for all of the adoption fees, and there's going to be a lot of cute animals. Doggies, kitties, all ready to go right then and there. So definitely go and see them this Saturday at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But you can always find them here at Desert Haven on Sari Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse. You can give them a call at 775-751-7020. You can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society or go online to deserthavenas.org.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside on that Lerner and Rowe weather cam. Beautiful clouds up there. We're going to find out more with our forecast right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas and Beatty, both the high of 78 degrees, 51 for the low in Las Vegas, 41 for Beatty. Death Valley at 89, the low of 58. Amargosa at 79, the low of 45. Goldfield and Tonopah at 65 degrees, 27 for the low in Goldfield, 29 in Tonopah. Carson City at 71, the low of 30. Fallon at 67, 25. And up in Fernley, they had a high of 70 degrees and their low at 31 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw sunny skies. Our high today was 78 degrees. Winds coming out of the west at 7 miles per hour. Our humidity at 12% and our sunrise at 6:11 this morning. Now for tonight, once again, some more clear skies. Our low is going to be 48 degrees. It's currently 71 outside. Winds coming out the east-northeast at 6 miles per hour. Our humidity at 22% and 4:42 p.m. for our sunset. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, we're expecting the continuation of our sunny skies from Thursday all through next Monday. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we are expecting some cloudy skies to roll in. Looking at our temperatures, we're not seeing too many changes since we've been looking at it from Thursday all through next Tuesday. We're still going to be hanging out in those mid to high 70s, just between 75 and 79 degrees. Then on Wednesday, we're going to drop down just a little bit to 72. Our overnights are sharing the exact same story from Thursday all through next Tuesday. We're going to be hanging out in those high 40s, just between 47 and 49 degrees. And then next Wednesday, we're going to slip down to a low of 45 degrees. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
All right, thank you, Michael. Well, that wraps up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.